Hey y'all, it's John, just on my private mountaintop I recently purchased. Hope you're all enjoying the view. Today I'm going to go over how to find good stocks to use the wheel strategy on so you can make more money and premiums and so you can buy private mountaintop like me.
Knowledge.
Now there are a couple different ways to trade the wheel strategy. Some people are premium hunters, so they look for more juicy premiums to sell covered calls and puts on. And then some people like the more like blue chip type style wheel strategy, where they focus on companies that can give them a dividend because you're probably going to hold the stock at the end of the day. So you might as well hold a stock that's going to give you some dividends. I'm more of the first option. I like the juicy premiums, so I hunt for those in stocks I wouldn't mind holding. We have people wheeling Tesla, which is probably nuts, but probably also very, very profitable. And then we also have people wheeling like CSX and AT&T. There's not a right and wrong. It just depends on what you like to invest in. But I think these are general rules most people could agree upon for the wheel strategy, and they're my personal rules as well for finding good wheel stocks. Number one, no wheeling stocks on a downward bearish direction. Do not catch that falling knife. Yes, the premiums are going to be so high and juicy because IV is high. Most likely, though, you'll get stabbed trying to catch that falling knife. Imagine trying to wheel Meta when it started crashing. I'm sure many people cried during that and it was not pretty. Something crabbing sideways is great. Something slightly bullish is also great. No falling knives. Do not wheel these stocks. 2, no parabolic stocks. You do not wheel stocks that shoot up 100% in a day. That's just stupid, and you're going to get stabbed when the knife falls back down as well. Do not catch these falling knives and knives that go flying in the air. 3, option volume should be high. You don't want a huge bid-ask spread or no one to trade a contract with. Don't be trading options that only 10 people are trading because you might be able to get out of your contract if you need to. You need to remember there's literally someone else on the other side of that computer or phone or whatever who needs to buy the contract in order for you to get out. Now, I'm sure many of you have used a Finviz screener before for stocks, but it doesn't really include everything we'd want for an options screener. Since we want to make sure that the stock we are trying to wheel has decent options volume, we need to use Market Chameleon because they have that option. Finviz does not have a way to screen for options volume. This has a couple different screeners compared to Finviz, and the channel Yield Collector turned me on to Market Chameleon. So thanks for that, and I'll put his channel in the description. So let's get into Market Chameleon, and here are the main things we want to look for. So let's go to screeners and then stocks, and this is the free version. You can see I'm not logged in, so I'm not getting any special features on this one. So the first thing we want to do is go to market cap, and usually I do over 5 billion. So it's a larger company. I don't like to trade the super small ones. And then, as I was stating earlier in the video, you decide if dividends are important to you. If dividends are, you need to select one of these and then decide if you want them to be increasing year over year or not. So I'm going to leave this one any because dividends is not a major part of my strategy, but that might be something important to you. So keep that in mind. Now we also want to select the IV rank. We want 20 to 50 because that's going to give us enough premium, but not so low that it doesn't make it worth it. 50 is higher. So then if you get higher, it's going to be juicy premiums, but a little more volatile and maybe a little, maybe a lot. So you need to make sure you're where you want to be at. So 20 for the lower end, 50 for the higher end. Then go to your price, volume, and technical. And then you want your option volume to be over 1K. Now, this is the option that Finviz does not have. Finviz does not have an option volume button, which is unfortunate. Now, you can do 2 ways to make sure it's in like a somewhat bullish trend. You can do any bullish on this technical indicator, which I can select. But generally for me, I use a 200-day moving average just to see if it's above or not. Above, I consider like kind of sideways or bullish, and below is bearish. But they have a 250-day moving average, which is fine. So we'll just consider any positive because that's close enough to the 200 and it's our only option. Now, depending how much capital you have, you're going to want to look at the price, right? Because you can select stocks within a certain price range. I'm going to do any, but if you can't do, let's say you only have a $5,000 portfolio, right? You don't want to do stocks from a $50 to $100 range because that's most likely to be outside of your range for things you can do on. So make sure your price is well targeted for what you want. We have 25 out of 79 entries, so that means there's 79 stocks we can do the wheel on. So, you have the typical Apple, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, Meta, right? ExxonMobil. So it's going to give you stocks you can do the wheel on. And now, If you want to go to the options tab over here, you can also sort by options volume if you're trying to trade something that's easy to get out of, right? So like Apple, Microsoft, Meta are going to be all good. And then you can also sort by IV. So IV will be the higher volatility one. So, you can see CPNG, VIPs, Hubs, NVIDIA. These are all going to be higher IV, so they're probably going to pay out more. If you want something a little more stable, go to the bottom one. So Microsoft is actually pretty stable. It has low IV right now. You can see the IV changed. ExxonMobil, Shell, right? So these are going to be stocks that you can do it on. So let's say we want to sort by option volume because we want to be able to get in and out of trades easily. So we can see Apple is one of our first picks. Now, the unfortunate thing with Market Chameleon is you can't like hover over and then it just gives you a quick chart to see. That's one unfortunate feature that it does not have like FinViz, but you can go to the charts. The option volume is really the game changer on this compared to FinViz. And one of the biggest factors for you trading the wheel strategy is making sure it is a stock you want to hold, that you have faith in, and that you have done research on. If you get assigned a stock and it drops by another 5%, you're probably going to freak out and not want to hold that stock. So it's really going to be something you have conviction in so you can keep wheeling with, so you can hold if you have to bag hold and you're way under your cost basis. So just keep that in mind. That is one of the biggest factors for selecting a good wheel stock as well. So this is a really easy screener to get some ideas for stocks to use the wheel strategy with. Now, to be honest, I don't actually wheel that many individual stocks anymore. I'm really mostly wheeling ETFs because those are things I know I'm going to hold for a long, long time. So if you want to get started doing that, check out this video here. See you on the next mountaintop. And tell me what you think I should purchase next. Peace.